very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the midweek edition of the show. As you already know, is the abridged version. I'm Yemi Adebayo. We'll spend the next 20 minutes or thereabout to talk about the things happening in your fast-paced, money spinning, entertaining, and exciting, sometimes rewarding world of sports. Tonight, we're going to talk about the closing in on the career of a Swiss maestro, Roger Federer. We're going to be talking about him and some of the things happening. Tributes continue to pour in for Roger Federer as he prepares to leave the stage with the Lever Cup. And, of course, we'll see how far he goes with that. Let's start the show tonight talking about the man himself, the 20-time Grand Slam champion, talking about Roger Federer. He's been talking about his career, and he says he's happy so far with what he has been able to achieve in the years that he's played tennis, the years that I've seen him win 20 Grand Slam titles. Let's listen to him and come back for more sports tonight.
My name is Int'l.
Hi, nice
more
to meet
than
you.
welcome. Nice to meet you. And thank you for the amazing event.
I guess I was also getting more tired as you have to put in more effort into it to be able to sort of believe that it was going to turn around. You start getting quite pessimistic, and then I got a scam back, which also wasn't what I wanted to be. And at some point you sit down and go, okay, well, I mean, we're at an intersection here at a crossroad, and you have to take a turn. You know, which way is it? And I was not willing to go into the direction of let's risk it all. I'm not ready for that. I always said that was never my goal. I can't believe, if I look back at the last few years, that I went through the surgeries that I had to go through. For me, it was always clear that I was going to end my career with no surgeries. You know, before 2016. And even 16 was a tough year, getting back from it. So any suggestions there from my side would be don't have surgery if you don't have to, and just take the necessary time to come back, because it is brutal. I think tennis is a tough sport to bounce back into, because you have to be able to play long matches, 5 matches in a row, every week, different continents, different surfaces. There's no substitute for you, so obviously mentally you need to know, you have to be able to get all the way back there, and it's hard. But and then maybe the hardest part after that one point, of course, you're sad in the very moment when you realize, okay, this is the end. No doubt. I mean, I think it could be quite a unique situation, you know, that if it were to happen, that for as long as we battled together, to having had always this respect for one another, the families, our coaching teams, we always got along really well. And for us as well, to go through a career that we both have had, and to come out on the other side and being able to have a nice relationship, I think is maybe a great message as well to not just tennis but sports, but maybe even beyond. And I think for that reason it would be great. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think it could be obviously a special moment.
All right, that's the Swiss maestro Roger Federer talking about his career, how happy and fulfilled he feels after doing all that he has done for the world of tennis. Let's also listen to the Swiss man talking about his plans. He's already thinking about life after tennis, but of course he wants to stay in tennis. Of course, not playing professional tennis, but still having a role in the game of tennis. Let's listen to him. We'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
Not really. No, not really. I just wanted to let the fans know I won't be a ghost. You know, that it's funny, you know, I talked about Bjorn Borg just before. I don't think he returned to Wimbledon for 25 years. And that, in a way, hurts. You know, every tennis fan, totally acceptable, his life, his reasons, you know, but I don't think I'll be that guy, you know, and I feel that tennis has given me too much. I've been around the game for too long, fallen in love with too many things, love seeing people again, and that's kind of what I wanted to let the fans know, that you'll see me again, you know, and not just never again. And now what it could be, in what capacity, I don't know. So still have to think about it a little bit, but give myself time. I wish I could have announced it earlier, but it all worked out. So I'm happy to do it here in London. After then thinking about it, this city has been special to me, maybe the most special place, with Wimbledon down the road and here at the O2. Haven't played here and qualified for so many years, and won here as well. So I just thought it was very fitting. I've always enjoyed the crowds here as well. Having Bjorn Borg on the bench with me for my final game resonated also in a big way with me. Having all the other guys around, just felt like I was not going to be lonely announcing my retirement. Not that I wanted to hijack this event or anything, but just felt, I always feel sorry for players who sometimes retire on the tour. Say, okay, I'll play one more match, and then at one point you lose, and there you stand all alone, and it's just, obviously 99% of the time you will lose at one point because only one guy wins the tournament. So I just felt like this works very well here.
All right, the curtain, like I said, about to fall on the career that he's had. He's been talking about a whole lot of things that will happen when he eventually drops the racket, and he's going to do that at the Lever Cup. Let me quickly bring in Damilola Onifade. Is with me and is ready to join in. Greetings to you, Damilola. Thanks for finding out time to be with me on the show tonight.
Hi, Yemi. Good evening. It's good to be back, particularly tonight, as special as we're talking about Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players I saw playing the game. It's quite humbling to see how that in a year such as this, I think when 2022 started, we never thought that two of the greatest would be retiring almost like a month difference. Serena is gone, and then with the Federer. And then you're asking yourself what is left of the game, because I feel these two shoes are quite going to be difficult to find anybody with that level of success outside of this generation.
All right. A lot of people are run out of adjectives to describe Roger Federer. A lot of people will even tell you that in spite of the fact that these guys have caught up with him, he still has to be ranked, you know, among the greatest that have ever played this game. But Damilola, I just want you to, you know, stand by. I want us to listen to guys you want to consider his rivals and the things they've said about him. So let's just listen to Andy Murray and of course Novak Djokovic. Let's do that very quickly. Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, speaking their mind, talking about the Swiss maestro, the things he's been able to achieve, and of course what they feel about the career that he has had.
Exciting, full of, I'm sure, emotional moments on and off the court, particularly for Roger. So it's exciting. It's great to be here, and probably once in a lifetime to be in a team along with Rafa, Roger, and Andy. You know, the three of my biggest rivals.
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be really special. Yeah, like for me personally, like getting to be on a team with him, and you know, being around Roger and Novak again for the last time, like they've all been a huge part of my career, and with everything that's gone on the last few years with various injuries and stuff and everyone getting older, there's hardly been any tournaments where we've been sort of together at the same event. So yeah, it'd be really special for me to one last time be around those guys and actually be on the same team as them for a change.
All right, that's it. And of course, the big four, as we know them, Int'l is likely going to be the last time we're going to have all of them at the same event. So, Damilola, let me come to you. That's what I've been thinking about since. You know, eventually he has told us, Roger Federer is not playing again. This is going to be the last time we're going to have the big four. I mean, Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal. I hope Nadal shows up at the event. as well. And even Ademar is talking about whether or not he's going to be sharing the field with him, partnering with him. That's how special this moment is.
Federer is special for many reasons. And that's why you could see, even among those that you consider to be a rival on the court, there is this sense of appreciation for his talent, for his ability, and what he did for the game. Beforehand, before Roger Federer, none of us probably thought that a single player will win as much as 20 Grand Slam titles. He broke the height, and then now we are probably looking at the first guy to hit 25. And I was talking to somebody last week, and I said, for me, it's painful that we're beginning to reconsider the title of the greatest ever tennis player simply because he's not holding the most Grand Slams anymore. But then if you see him play, then you will reckon that he comes with a different feel to the game. He makes the game look very easy. I'm not his greatest fan, by the way. I'm a big fan of Nadal, and because for a long time they both compete against each other, so I'm not the greatest fan of Federer. But then the truth has to be said, and the fact is that Federer opened a lot of space within the tennis world for us to see the game in a different light and broke a lot of records that many other players are still trying to catch up. Andy Murray there was very clear in terms of how much he admires the man himself. And you could see that he was looking forward to the Lever Cup to be together again. And that's how special it is to the game of tennis. And I don't think you can replace individuals like him. What you can only do is to hope that other people will come and add their own quality to the game and make it more beautiful than it is at the moment. Federer is in a world of his own, and I think it's needless trying to look for a substitute for Federer.
All right, let's leave tennis and spend a few minutes we have to talk football. Let's talk about the Super Eagles. First, before we take a look at the list, by the way, everyone expected to be in camp is already in camp. 24 players in camp right about now. But what are your thoughts ahead of that friendly? There's going to be a practice game. Then there's going to be the international friendly. But we're going to play them twice. One is official, one is not. But, I mean, what do you expect from those matches?
What I expect is that as many, some of the players that are fringe players are the new invitees to get game time, particularly in the main. It's quite an unusual arrangement for because friendlies are test games. And when you want to play friendly and then you want to have a test game before the friendly, it's quite unusual. But that does not mean it's a bad because the news from the NFF this afternoon is that the coach approved the test game with the Algerian B team. So the first one on Saturday is not with the main. So you're not playing the same team twice. You're playing Algeria twice, but not the same team. We are playing maybe something of a coloration of their chance team on Saturday. And the reason they gave was that some of the new invitees will be tested in that game first time before the main game. That only tells me something. That Federer is approaching the friendly on Tuesday with a lot of seriousness and he wants to win. And so he wants to be sure of what these guys can give him before he will feature them in that game. If that works out fine, fantastic. One way or the other, I think we need to try some of these new players. It's business bringing new players and then having friendlies and you're not even trying your quick players. If you don't try them in friendly, you are never going to try them in competitive games. So I think it's a special one, and it's a very good one.
All right, Damilola, let's take a look at the players in camp. That's the next thing we're about to do, and later on we'll listen to Troost Ekong. But this is the list of players in camp, Super Eagles players, the ones in camp: Maduka Okoye, William Troost Ekong, Kenneth Omero, Chidozie Awaziem, Olaoluwa Aino, Calvin Bassey, Saidu Sanusi, Kevin Akpogoda, Valentin Ozowan for Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Oyenka, Alex Iwobi, the players currently in camp. Still other players in camp: Moses Simon, Taiwo Awoni, Chidera Ejuke, Cyril Dezers, Terence Murphy, Demola Lukman, Kelechi Iheanacho, Godwin Saviour, Adeleye Adebayo, Richard Oyedika, Francis Uzoho, and Ebube Duru. These are the players in camp that will prosecute that friendly with Algeria, and possibly some of them will also play in that, well, of course, that test game before the friendly. And like Damilola said, a very unusual style. Let's move on quickly and listen to William Ekong, the vice captain of the team. Let's listen to what he has to say ahead of that game. We'll come back to wrap things up on the show.
Yeah, it's been good. I think we are very happy to see all the boys back together, the staff. Yeah, we have a good game coming up against Algeria. So yeah, I think the spirits have been very high. Training's been good, and yeah, we're just working hard to improve our team cohesion and to be ready for the game. Yeah, I think that's been the strength of our group. Really, is that it's always been a good togetherness. I think we've experienced a lot in the last year, and yeah, for the new guys, they're welcome. They're going to have to be doing the initiation, the singing still, but the most important is that I feel like they are comfortable here with us, and they can show themselves on the pitch, and they will all be here to try and contribute and help the team as much as they can. We're here now to try and win all the games. I think we want to yeah, improve on all areas. Playing against Algeria is one of the top teams in Africa. We have to show them respect, and but at the same time, you know, even though it's a friendly game, we'll be here to try and win the game, and yeah, prepare ourselves for the qualifiers that will be coming up next. So yeah, it's a great opportunity, even for the new players as well, to show themselves, and for all of us, like you said, to blend together a bit better and understand what the coach expects from us. But yeah, we'll be giving it all to try and win the game.
All right, Sumayego's vice captain. Well, captain most of the time. Ahmed Musa doesn't really play most of the time these days. William Ekong. All right, we are about to wrap things up on the show, but let me quickly go to Damilola. Your parting shot on the show, one for the road, like they always say, in local parlance, that is. Are we still building? Because that's a question we need to ask. You look at William Truss, you saying, talking about the things ahead of them and all that. So how do we situate this friendly? Are we still building? Do we have a team now? If we are building, when do we expect this team to gel? If you can do that for me in a minute.
I would say we're building. Although what we're doing is not very clear. You know what I mean? Because if you do not qualify for the World Cup and you have a new coach, and some of your players are not getting any younger, you can tell that their delivery has dropped over the last 1 year. Then we should be thinking of replacing, maybe not necessarily building. But we are not even sure what we are doing, because the team sheet from Federer, I think this is the 4th one now, is still not reflective of any change. And that's why I say that the first friendly might just be a way to see what these young players can do before we introduce them in a major game, because he has lost 2 games already, 2 friendlies. I'm not sure he wants to lose this one, even if it's a friendly. So I'm not sure what we're doing yet. Honestly, I'm not. Maybe Pesero, after this game, if we have the privilege of asking him, can explain to us what is really happening. I'm not sure. But to say we're building might not really, in my view, be the right way to go. I think, yes, there is no perfect team. You keep chopping and changing as time goes on. And I think we're at a point where we need to make that decision concerning the Super Eagles.
All right, Damilola, in fact, I want to thank you for your time on the show. It's always nice doing this with you. Hopefully, we'll do this again some other time.
Yeah, God willing. I mean, always a pleasure.
All right. And that's the show today. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you on this abridged version. We'll be back here again. We're back again tomorrow. We'll take you on a trip across the morning spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.